All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about Errol Spence Jr. Is he sending a message to Terence Crawford, which is that not interested in negotiations moving forward, and he is no longer knocking on Terence Crawford's door? At least that's the way some people are interpreting a message that he just released. I'm not so convinced. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're again going to be in the 147-pound division. It's the end of the year. Not a lot of fights going to be taking place for the rest of the year as we go into the Christmas time. However, there is still some things going on in boxing as the year 2022 trickles to an end. And one of them is something that Errol Spence Jr. just communicated on his Twitter a couple hours ago that is leading a lot of people to believe that he's no longer interested or pushing to get the Terence Crawford fight next or even next year, and if that's the case, not at all. But again, before I get into it, I'm necessarily thinking that's what he says, but we'll talk about it. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, like a group of supporters that will go by the name of King, who constantly stalk the channel. But hey, man, even y'all are needed around here. So thank y'all so much for your support. Now, if you're a regular supporter, thank you so much for your continued support in the Super Chat and Cash App. It is how the channel is able to continue. And thank you to everybody that supports in the Super Thanks, where you see the little dollar and a heart sign down below in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. It is very important to pretty much all YouTube content creators. So thank you guys for all of that support. But let's get into this. Errol Spence Jr. puts out a tweet, and the tweet says, "I'm taking this off the site." Now, he shows you in this a picture of a strap season t-shirt that he has been selling over the last, I think he probably been doing it over the last, at least the last 3 weeks. I think he dropped it the week of the fight with Terence Crawford. So maybe a week and a half he's been selling this. And pretty much what it is a picture of a big fish, right, on a phone, standing next to a door that says TC on it with Terence Crawford looking out, right? Like he is definitely like he's looking to try to get a fight, right? Now, people have interpreted that, and shout out to everybody that came to my DMs and that said, okay, this means that Errol Spence Jr. is not trying to make the Terence Crawford fight. I am not so sure about that, because one thing way it could be interpreted is that it's a limited edition t-shirt. And he's always said this is a limited edition t-shirt. Came out when he announced it was a limited edition. It's not something that is going to be up and then he's going to be selling forever and ever. But it's kind of like, just a one-time off, and it's going to be available for a certain amount of time. So he's now saying in his text, in his tweet, that I'm taking it off the site this week, right? So he didn't just take it down or say I'm taking it down. Says I'm taking it down this week, which could encourage people to come on and buy buy the t-shirts. Now, he didn't say, so hurry up and buy the t-shirts, but he did say he was taking it down this week. However, considering all the things that are rumbling around with all these people that have lost, I'm sorry, and I gotta say this, I gotta be honest, there's a lot of people out there who are Terence Crawford fans that have been getting thumped over the head, something nasty for a little bit of time now, right? And why? Because Terence Crawford turned that fight down. And the vast majority of people that are paying attention to it are assigning blame with Terence Crawford. And honestly, I don't see how anybody else could, seeing as he's the one that said no to the fight. But Errol Spence Jr., who was, according to Errol Spence Jr., supposed to be announcing a fight with his next opponent, and would have been announced this, like, maybe, I think 5 days ago might be what he said, 5 or 6 days ago. Because I think he said 4 days ago, 2 days ago. But we'll see. He was supposed to announce a fight for his next opponent. So he says, look, obviously I'm not going to be fighting him next. So, but hopefully we can make the fight by the, in 2023. Hopefully that can happen at the end of 2023. Now, his trainer, however, and I'm telling you, I think that this is, if it's not something for that Errol Spence Jr. is saying explicitly, he was on Ellie Sethback's channel and is literally saying it right there with Errol Spence Jr. there. They're like, yeah, man, I don't know if the fight can get made because now Terence Crawford cannot be asking for the same money that he was looking for, before he took this fight, right? Saying, look, man, you can't be asking for 30, 40, 50 million dollars if you're only selling, I think Derek James said 600,000 pay-per-views, but I think that is that's a misstatement, or maybe he meant $600,000 in pay-per-views, because there ain't no way in the world Terence Crawford sold 600,000 pay-per-views, but he may have pulled in, if he did the numbers that the highest estimates of the numbers that he did, if he did 20,000 pay-per-views or 30,000 pay-per-views, his fight would have generated $600,000 in pay-per-view, right? So that's more than likely what he meant, is that the fight is you can't ask for that much when you're doing $600,000 with the pay-per-view. If we're going to get the fight, Terence Crawford's value as far as a monetary aspect of it, his most definitely went down. Also, Errol Spence Jr. in the same series of interviews said something about Canelo Alvarez. Now, he had said it before, right? Where he said, look, man, I think Canelo Alvarez is pound for pound number one, because that man made $200 million last year, right? If you make $200 million, hey, that's pound for pound number one. And then Derek James and him start going in and talking about how boxers, a lot of boxers that are Hall of Fame go into the Hall of Fame and they're broke. Almost like the Hall of Fame is a consolation prize to fighters that, did not make a lot of money in their career, even though they were making what was good amount of money when they were fighting. But, $75,000, $150,000 for a fight is not going to carry you on forever. So it seems as if they do have their mind on the money. And in a scenario with Terence Crawford, even though that will be a big fight, they may say, hey, man, it ain't worth paying Terence Crawford what Terence Crawford is wanting for that fight. Also, you also have to wonder whether or not Terence Crawford is going to be serious about making the fight at all, because of the way that he went about, the negotiation last time. But as far as the T-shirt goes and all of that, he may be giving a double message, right? He may be saying, yeah, it was a limited edition, go buy it. I'm taking it off the website this week. Also, he could be saying, look, man, I'm just taking it off the website because, hey, man, I'm done with this. This fight isn't going to be happening. We're moving on, man. And really, from my perspective, I think that probably, it's not the best thing to happen for boxing, because you want to see that fight. However, as far as getting to fights that are really going to happen, maybe getting Terence Crawford into a situation where Terence Crawford is willing to accept a reasonable amount of money, and where his fights may honestly dry up for Terence Crawford because he's not with an established promoter. And like I said, there's not going to be so many people willing to continue to pay him, big amount of money so that they can lose money. But anyway, just wanted to drop that on you. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.